Don't go by that clock. That clock is wrong.
It's all fixed.
Always wrong.
Well, it's 6:59 according to Apple.
It's the Mark Dane time.
Apple.
The Mark Dane Memorial watch.
Whatever it's.
The Mark Dane Memorial clock, legislative clock.
Memorial.
Well, not memorial.
Everything is memorial.
I'm gonna. Okay, we will call the meeting to order. It's 7:00 p.m. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good evening. Mr. Dillon, will you please connect roll?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Conroy.
Here.
Mr. Dave.
Here.
Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Potiker.
Here.
Mr. Rosenquist.
Present.
Mr. Timmons.
Here.
Ms. Waldron.
Here.
Chairman, we have 8 heres and 2 present.
All right, we'll go with that. That's the best they can do. All legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of December 23rd regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented. May I have a
So
motion?
moved.
Motion is
Second.
Waldron. Yeah. All legislators have received.
All in
Wait a
favor?
minute.
We've got a vote.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of the January 6th organizational meeting. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Motion.
Motion, may I have a second? I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand if you wish to be recognized. State your name and address for the record. In accordance with the rules of order, all speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Seeing none, we will move on. As I have not yet completed the 2020 committee assignments, we will dispense with committee reports for this evening. We won't be doing that. Do we have any staff reports?
No.
Nothing, okay.
Although I would recommend you consider delaying the committee assignments past the next meeting as well.
No committee report.
I would consider that. Second.
That was good, Jackie.
It's an insurrection. I've been here 4 minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chair, as everybody is aware, the governor gave his state speech today, which consumed most of my afternoon. A lot of things, programs, ideas were proffered. Again, this wasn't any sort of budget language or enacting legislation. It was just his plan for the new year. It was nice to hear the North Country mentioned on several occasions. He recognized Senator Little as the longest serving, I believe, woman state senator who's retiring. He mentioned Plattsburgh International Airport. He mentioned Norse Titanium. He mentioned his plans for Whiteface Lodge. So it was nice that the North Country was represented. So right when I was done smiling, he mentioned Medicaid. So we are county governments should be on edge. He mentioned, and I'm going to read just a snippet from his speech. It says, it's a remarkable achievement, and that's a standard talking about how, let me start over. Today we face a $6 billion budget gap, attributable largely to Medicaid costs. Now, thanks to our good work, 95% of the citizens of New York have health care coverage, and that is the first time ever. To applause. That is a remarkable achievement, and it's a standard that previous generations could only have dreamed of reaching. But now we must pay for it intelligently and prudently. We must now face federal cuts, and this is the part that I've highlighted. We must correct for cost increases incurred when local governments were held harmless by this state for Medicaid increases. And it goes on to talk about the costs that the state picked up for county governments. I'm here to tell you, we all should thank the legislature and the governor for implementing the Medicaid cap. Because they controlled a program that they legislate. So if in fact that cap, and he didn't say it outright, so we're reading between the lines. But he seemed to say that that may be something that the state Medicaid redesign team is looking at. So if that happens, there'll no doubt be property tax increases in Clinton County, in every county for that matter. And you know, there's just not, the only way we can increase revenue to pay for that is by increased property taxes. In an era, and we're pleased to report that we've adhered to the tax cap for all 8 years of its existence. So you know, it's just, you can't have it both ways. You can't say don't raise property taxes, but then give me more state program to pay for. So you know, it was simply a line in a speech, but it's something that my colleagues are already actively discussing over the internet. You know, we have a big conference coming up, and I'm sure it is going to consume a great deal of the discussion while we're in Albany. So, more to report, but I just want to let you know that there were some very good things in the speech, but one that, from the county perspective at least, deserves an extra 10 minutes to discuss.
I only heard a portion of it where he was redefining what a progressive is apparently in New York State and how wonderful that ideology is. Did he have any reasons that during his tenure, where he's supposed to have his eye on the budget ball that reported $6 billion in debt? And it's,
well, the $6 billion.
why didn't it happen 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I don't know. No. Other than the benefits associated with our Medicaid program in the state of New York are fairly substantial. More people coming on health insurance because of Affordable Care Act and other things drives an increase in the program. What was the third thing? Oh, the minimum wage increase. So, you know, is it because they have to pay more people to administer all these programs at a higher rate, which they didn't account for. So, it's that yielded a $6 billion budget gap. Did they know this gap was coming? Well, there's some very smart people who work in Albany, so I imagine they knew. 2.2 billion of it, I'm told, is going to be addressed by changing when they pay. Whether they pay in the current fiscal year or move the payment to... Kick the can down the road.
Put the payment in the next fiscal year.
Classical.
And if they make that permanent, that reduces $2 million of that liability, so it leaves the state with about $4 billion in Medicaid to address.
I won't be here when you guys are dealing with that, but I would certainly not be looking to raise property taxes, and that would be the last resort. I would find some more economies that we can do in Clinton County, irrespective of what Albany does. I think just going to the property tax is not the first step that I would look at personally. But I would be here.
That's true. I think everybody would agree with that. But the cap did afford us the ability to maintain and decrease our property tax rate. Before the cap was in place, we never.
The Medicaid cap? Or are you talking property tax?
The Medicaid cap.
Medicaid, not
Medicaid. The cap on Medicaid. The state's cap on Medicaid. You recall there was no cap, and we would get bills each year for a 12% increase or a 16% increase, and it became overwhelming. So they came up with this graduated cap. I think it was 3% increase, then a 2% increase, and then a 1% increase. I could be wrong on that. And then that's it. Whatever that final bill is, that's what you pay. Ours still happens to be approximately $18 million, if anybody's concerned. One of, I believe, 2 states now that literally has a local share tagged to Medicaid. In most states, it's a 50% federal expense and a 50% state expense. New York traditionally, before all this stuff, was 50% federal, 25% state, 25% local county tax. And, you know, the cap did reduce that considerably. And, you know, and they deserve credit for that, but if it was such a good idea, I don't know why they're gonna do away with it.
Because they can't control the spending, that's why.
Sorry.
I want to go home
Mr. Chairman,
Motion to adjourn.
now. Anything else on that?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
I would just like to respond to Mark's comment. I think we do also have to remember that the governor has put a lot of money into upstate. You look at the upstate airport initiative, all of the regional economic development grants. I think in the past several years, a lot of money has been invested in all of upstate, from Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, out this way. And I think right here in our own local area, we can see how that pays off. So hopefully we give New York State a couple more years and a lot of that investment will be kicking in. Because for too long, New York State has been downstate in the city. And I think we're really going to see some growth in the North Country.
Mr. Conway, the hardworking taxpayers in New York State are the one that put that money up. Andrew Cuomo stands up and takes to the House, but it came out of the pockets of the hardworking taxpayers.
Well, but it is good to get some downstate money up into the North Country economy, I think.
Yeah, it's working wonders upstate.
Anything else? Any other comments? Thank you all. Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that all resolutions have been reviewed by the various committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based on the committee's recommendations. Mr. Zuro, would you please read the title of the resolutions to be acted upon?
Certainly. Resolution number 15, authorizing creating healthy schools and communities grant application, Health Department.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Conroy. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution 16, awarding bid for 3 Clinton County bridge projects, Tappan Road Bridge, Harney Bridge Road Bridge, and the Kent Falls Road Bridge Highway Department.
Motion, Legislator Timmons. Second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 17, authorizing payment of membership dues, Legislature.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Potaker. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 18, authorizing memorandum of agreement with the Lake Champlain, Lake George Regional Planning Board of Planning.
Motion, Legislator Waldron. Second, Legislator Castine. Discussion?
Rodney, what are we doing with this one?
We are going to be providing GIS mapping services out of the planning department, and they will pay us $12,000 for those services.
They reached out to every county in the region or just us?
Each of the counties that the portion of work resides.
Anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 19, authorizing payment of membership dues of real property.
Motion, Legislator Conroy. Second, Legislator Rosenquist. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier? Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 20, authorizing payment of membership dues, Stop DWI.
Motion, Legislator Hall. Second, Legislator Timmons. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 21, authorizing contract with Pete Rizek Incorporated Treasurer's Office.
Motion, Legislator Rosenquist. Second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 22, authorizing payment of membership dues at Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 23, approving Clinton County investment policy for the year 2020.
Motion, legislator Dane, second, legislator Castine. Discussion.
Mr. Chairman, just to reiterate, there was no change. I believe it was sent out for your review, but there was no change in this investment policy than the one that was passed in 2019.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed, Chairman?
Oh, I should do that, shouldn't I? Opposed.
Thank you. Resolution passed. Resolution number 24, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Clinton County Employment and Training Administration, Employment and Training.
Motion, legislator Potiker, second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Resolution number 25, authorizing the county treasurer to establish an appropriation and corresponding revenue for the fiscal year 2018 cybersecurity grant program, information technology.
Motion, legislator Conroy, second, legislator Rosenquist. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes. Next is the motion to waive Rule 13.2.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution number 26, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for continuing mental health grants for 2020, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Rosenquist, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion.
This simply aligns these programs with the fiscal years that provide the money for these programs, so it aligns, we have to bring that money to match our fiscal year, that's what this does.
Is this is this, these monies, or these grants applied by, are these grants that are applied by these organizations that flow through the county, or are they grants that come from the county and go to the organization?
The
Does that make
latter,
sense?
the latter.
Okay, so we get
Well,
the
the
money.
answer is both. They come to us via the things, but what you see on here is the money going in certain funds to pay the local agencies.
But do these local agencies, are they the ones who apply for these grants?
No.
The county applies for these grants and pays these agencies?
Correct. Probably the Community Services Board, we're the repository, we send them to the community.
Understood. Because MHAM, I mean, like, I'm just curious, because MHAM's not on here, and I'm wondering if it's because they're new
No.
to the game and
No.
know what.
And it may not, and may not have needed to be on here.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That is roll call.
Perrier?
Yeah.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
All right. Resolution number 27, authorizing payment of membership dues to the county attorney.
Motion, legislator Rosenquist, second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Perrier?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
And resolution number 28, approving appointments to the Clinton County Planning Board of Planning.
I'd like to do this 5-5, if I may. All in favor? Everybody give it? Okay. Okay.
All in favor?
Oh, I don't. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's get to that, isn't it? We don't have executive session?
No, sir.
Motion to adjourn?
I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn. I have a motion to adjourn. I have a second. We are adjourned.
Good job.
I think it's prudent that we tell our legislators that the meetings normally last longer than this.
Well, that was under, to be
Why is the
fair,
agenda so short? You guys been doing all of this now.
to be fair, that was under Harry's. Now, this is how long it is.
Good to see you, man. Happy New Year.